Hey, what's up, fellas? It is, I believe it's the 15th. I'm pretty sure it's the 15th. It's Monday. Yeah, I believe it's Monday, the 15th of November. It's about 1:30 in the afternoon. I finished my today's chest and triceps. So, I'm actually not done. I have to do 60 more push-ups and work out my triceps a little bit more. But I wanted to stop and try to pass this on. I have a little holder here. One of the things that we have to do as men that usually is something personal you have to develop, and it's overcoming your fear. I'm not as fearful as most people because of some of the things I've done in the past. For an example is I used to work as an explosive ordnance disposal sergeant when I was in the Army. I used to disarm bomb, vehicle-borne IEDs, which is vehicular improvised explosive devices. I did that for a long time till I ate one, but it's here. I'll give you anyways. It's the pucker factor's way high. The very first time I went down range, and I was down there all by myself. So, and one of the first things you do before you go down range is we used the P series when I was the P1. My P2 was my backup, and my P3 was a tool guy or the observer. And what you do before you go down range is you write down the procedures you're going to do, so that if they don't work out, somebody else doesn't do the same thing. And but anyways, I made it 18 years and some change until I ate an IED. But I'm still here, man. I'm a little fucked up. I'm a little bit physically messed up, and anyways, it doesn't matter. This isn't about me, but this is about fear. There are some of the things that have helped me. Probably the greatest is stopping. I don't care what people think about me anymore. They don't pay my bills. They don't live my life. I can't live my best life if I'm worrying about what somebody else thinks about me. Let me just be honest, I don't give a fuck what people think about me. And I just don't care. It just doesn't bother me anymore. But I hope you can get to that point. Not caring. I'm not saying not caring in a compassionate way if you can help somebody. I'm talking about somebody like, for example, these keyboard warriors on the internet. They're I laugh. I just laugh at them. Anyway, but they don't get to me. When I first started out, I'd be like, dude, you wouldn't say that shit to me in real life, so why would you post it? Because they can, and they're cowards. Anyways, moving along with the fear. I think it's okay. I think from a personal perspective, I would rather stand up for the things I believed in, whether that gets my ass whooping. But I'm gonna get my fair share of swings in, stabs in, or bullets in. But yeah, I just, and here's one of the things that is, I've been locked up in. You just have to fight. If you don't fight and you're going to jail and you just think you can coast through and do your time and nobody's going to mess with you, there's only two kinds of people in jail, in prison, and that's predator and prey. And if you don't fight, you can't be depended on, and you will be ostracized, and you will definitely be taken advantage of. So. And the other thing is the fear of failing. That's just bizarre to me that people would rather not try hard for the fear of failing. I mean, you're not supposed to be perfect. You're supposed to be bumping around through life, making mistakes. Learning from those mistakes is the key. Bumping around and making the same mistake over and over and expecting a different outcome is insanity. I think the verse goes, keep doing the same thing, getting the same, but expect a different result, then that's the definition of insanity. So there are some things that are going to cause anxiety in your life, and I have some notes. If you see me looking off to the side a little bit, and how they interpreted them, they're called anxiety risk, such as you decide that you're done with your dreamer phase. And what I'm talking about, your dreamer phase is from like junior high all the way through age 27. And your dream just didn't work out. So you're changing career fields. There's a lot of anxiety that goes into that. But anxiety and fear can be used as a massive motivational tool. So the fear of losing your job, the fear of not being where you're supposed to be on time in the military is called missing movement. And that's too bad, so sad. Unless you got a guy like me who will cover for you a few times. Same thing with relationships. Just because you got burned one time, you have to. Well, let me rephrase that. That's pretty callous for me to say something stupid like that. If you take some time to heal, and if you have the opportunity to get therapy, even if it's group therapy, I suggest that highly, 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 before you get back involved with anybody. And if I burp, I was doing some heavyweight, well, old man heavyweight. So anxiety, which can generate fear, can come with investing. You work super hard for your money. You don't want to see it go down the toilet. You took a friend's advice and you got a sure thing. I've been there, done that. There was a guy. He sold me a course, a book. It was make $1,000 every day for the rest of. Oh man, I was in hook, line, and sinker. I was one of those get rich quick. It was embarrassing how bad I failed. So, anyways, another guy who's just a fucking scumbag scammer is a Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Kiyosaki or something like that. Jesus, that dude's a scumbag. You can't overthink something. Sooner or later, you got to make a decision. And here's what you can decide. You can decide to, I'll use myself. If I needed help, you could decide to do pretty much, in my opinion, one of three things. You could decide to help me out. You could decide to work against me. Or you could decide to just sit back and watch whatever's going to happen. So those are your decisions. And even if you don't make a decision, you've still decided. You've decided not to decide. It is, I want to see you guys be successful. I'm not trying to take anything from anybody ever in my life. I don't rob people anymore, but I used to. I'm not getting. Anyways, yeah, the statute of limitations ran out on most. Now, let's move on. Again, don't overthink it. Stop worrying about what if. You can paint yourself in the corner. You know, if I go up and I don't want to try out for that job because I don't think I could get it, and I can survive on what I'm making now. I mean, just boiling it all down, you get one shot at this life, and none of us are getting out of this alive. You know, there's a song by Johnny Cash called "Run On for a Long Time." Sooner or later, he's gonna cut you down. So, you need to figure out more than anything is your plan. And your plan should be, when do I want to retire? That should be your first and your long-term goal. After that, it should be your short-term goals. And then your midterm goals are to see, they're kind of like temperature checks, like, am I meeting my goals? Am I where I needed to be? Am I slipping? And and if you can't, you have to be honest with yourself. You have to sit down and say, well, I'll tell you this. God, I can't fucking believe I'm going to say this. I'm deathly afraid of heights. I jumped out. When they line you up in the plane, and before you jump out of this perfectly good plane, because I was senior to everybody, I had to go first, and I spread my arms and legs out and wouldn't go out the door. So they ended up sitting me down. The fucking plane had to make a pass just because of my dumb ass. And then they put me in the middle and they just pushed my ass out, feet and knees in the breeze. So, and because I was bigger, I would always everybody gets the same size chute. So I would pass people on the way down and hit the ground. You're supposed to have 3 points of contact. And I was always hitting heels, ass, in the back of my head. And I just lay there. Oh. The other one is helicopter, helo casting. Helicopter flies along the beach. And you got to dive out. You cross your body and cover your face and hit the water and rappelling, having to learn how to do Australian. That's where you go down face first. I was good with going down when I didn't have to look down too much. Belay on. Anyways, yeah, and the learning how to walk up on an IED and disarm it, knowing that somebody built it just to take your life or do as much horrific damage as somebody else. But it comes with times. It comes with time. Don't let fear keep you from living your best life. All right? I've let this drone on way too long. Promise me you guys are going to stay safe and healthy. Take care of each other if you can. And if you can't, take care of your damn self. You deserve it and you've earned it. Like a fart in a G-string from West Texas, El Paso. I'm out of here. Bye-bye.